Hey everybody and welcome. And I wanted to make, hopefully this is going to be short, but I don't know. I wanted to make a video talking about calculations and power ability for your foldable panels. Because there's lots of companies out there that go, oh, we have like a 20, 30 watt foldable USB powered solar panel ability. And that's cool. But then the ports, on the other hand, look kind of off. Like Anchor, Rav Power, stuff like that. Some of those companies really don't give you something that's not true. And what I mean is that, say, okay, this little panel I have here is like 20 watts, and it has two ports. What does 20 watts mean? Well, if the two ports are saying that one port is 1 amp and the other port is 2.1 amps, what kind of power is that? You think that's pretty good, but is it really truly 20 watts of power? That's the key point. So I have in the description below a calculator system that I've been using to get very accurate readings of other panels and other things that I've been doing research on, and this thing is dead on. So if we go do that 3.1, I have to do milliamps. I'm calculating it right now, and 5 volts. Take off the wattage and ohms, and we calculate 3.1 amps, aka 2.1 and 1 amp together. 5 volts is only 15.5 watts of power. So where's that excess 4.5 watts of power going? It's not a 20 watt panel then. So some of these companies can be bogus like that. So I would suggest doing your research on that and also using this calculator below. That way you guys can get the best out of your money and whatnot. So even though they have dual ports, it doesn't really mean the ports are good. So sometimes it's best to buy a cheap single port one than having to buy a big dual port one, because if you can buy two of these single port ones, you can basically link them up together to use more power than you would have for the dual port one, because you can get this black box for a 12 watt version, 12 watts being 2.4 amps of power. And if you get two of those, $60 worth, then guess what? You can link them up together. And how you link them up together is you would use a Y connector, USB Y connector. It's called a data power port Y connector. And you would hook both of the ends of the USB ports for the solar panels together on the Y connector, and then the other port that goes out, you would hook that to an extension cord or a USB hub if you want to drag it to your house, and then so you don't have to leave your stuff in the out in the open in the sun. You can run the cord to your house, put a USB hub down there, and now you got, instead of 2.4 amps, you got 4.8 amps of power, almost 5 amps of power there. That is a lot. So you can charge 4 devices at 1 amp if you wanted to, or 2 devices at 2.4 amps, or 3 devices, both devices at 2.1 amps and 1 device at 0.5 amps. So there you guys go. And it's pretty amazing how you can get such cheap ability and high performance. And I do have this, and it works splendid. And I actually used it to charge this quite a lot of times, and it charges just like wall plug. This takes not zero, 1.2 amps of power, and it charges Four double A's at the double A's are 2,400 mayhem in 4 hours. So if I can charge it from my wall plugs or my power banks in 4 hours, I also tested this in 4 hours. Works splendidly. And this is a 7 watt version of the black box, and it's 7 watts, 0. No, not 0. 1.4 amps of power. So I'm only having 0.2 amps of difference power that I don't need from it. So that's pretty decent. So anyways, see you guys later, and stay charged up.